So we continue our interviews. 2 days later.
Good to see you.
Alright, changes. So... Hello. Welcome back. So saying, changes to the game since last time is I moved my install to the C drive. And also because the program files, where Steam defaults to, is super restrictive. Like, so restrictive it would cause Oblivion to crash as soon as any kind of mod tried to do its thing. So I had to move my Steam install, so some things may have gotten messed up. I don't think anything major got messed up, but some minor stuff might be different. However, load times are now faster, and are bottlenecked by either the engine or my CPU. I don't know which, but they're not bottlenecked by my hard drive anymore.
Well met.
Alright, let's get these interviews done. What to ask Hanane? Also, how are you doing, Duct Tape? Don't know why I'd ask her if she's ever been to Morrowind. But it does feel a little innocuous. I know the dreams before joining the Stranded Light, because she is a painter, and I think also a mystic. Right, I don't understand why. Okay, those are some bad first dreams to have. It makes a bit of sense. That's a very general answer as well to a very general question.
Take care.
I mean, if times are bad, then of course you're stressed and anxious. So it's either it's good or you're stressed and anxious. Very general answer. Oh, I can't ask you.
Good day.
See, I already asked our resident succubus. My voice sounds a little different to me. I doubt it sounds different to you, but it's reverbing a bit differently inside my skull today.
Fingers. What have you been getting into?
I should probably just always have a torch here. Some parts are just so very dark, and the torch doesn't, like, make their faces blinding white, so that's fine.
You were Martin's friend, weren't you?
Oh, I can't ask you either.
Good day.
Oh, it's supposed to be the Daedric people, isn't it? With Dark, I probably won't have it.
I can help.
Nope.
shadow hide you?
Alright, so most of them are here. Should also apparently go to all the outposts, too. I just need to interview all the Daedra. And there were some mentioned that I haven't even heard of yet. Like Valeria is apparently another succubus who I haven't seen yet. Yeah, Valeria is here, and oh gosh, there's just so many more options. How was your trip to the Imperial City? Maybe I should have asked if I've ever been to Morrowind.
Be seeing you.
Oh, I, I don't know if asking about the Breton Gut is going to also remove. I just wanted to know. That could give me away, but I really want to know. I'll make a save. That's what saves are for.
Pathetic.
Huh? Oh. Wait. I don't know who exactly... I don't think she's lying, but she might not fully understand what she showed him.
How are you?
Or she does. I don't know. They could have been just noodles and he mistook it for Breton Gut somehow. Or maybe it was Breton Gut and she just used them as noodles and not as the intestines of somebody. I don't know. Ooh, that's... So normally I default heavy armor, because plate just looks cooler in general. Not always though, there's some good looking light armor. I like leather. But since I've mostly done heavy, on the start of this playthrough I mained light, and I saw both the ups and downsides to it. Which is, the upside is, of course, it's light in the name. So you can carry a lot more loot, but you lose like that much more defense, and you're that much more vulnerable. So I think what you should pick is what you normally don't go with, and if you've got an even split, then go light armor. But otherwise, pick the armor type you don't usually use. Try something new. Of course, by mastery, they're supposed to be nearly identical, though, in weight and protection, but whatever. That's mastery. I could ask that. I could ask why she teamed up. I could also ask what she does in her free time, but I don't feel like we get a terribly good... I'm not sure which one would be a better answer, honestly. I'll go with free time. And I hope it's not something like... sunburn. So you spend your time off reading. Okay. I have a feeling my character is not going to automatically relay all this info over, and instead I myself have to remember it all. So we're probably going to be reading the quest journal before we go report back at the end. I am curious about Dark Seducer. Well, I would like to know the answer to that question. I don't think I'd want the people at large to know. Yeah, if you're going to be fighting stuff like ogres, then heavy armor makes more sense. Unless you're going to be honestly, it could be either. I guess that does make you Dark Seducers, doesn't it? I now understand the name a bit more. Because the whole deal with, like, a bounty or monster hunter is that in and of itself is also pretty ambiguous, because that's not a fixed type of imagery. Because when you're a hunter or something, you're going to use whatever the hell gets the job done. And that's literally anything and everything under the sun that gets the job done. So you still aren't going to get a specific armor type from something like that. Just with light armor, if you play an evasive, that would work. If you want to get there over long distances, like if it's time sensitive, bounty hunting maybe. But also you're fighting monsters, which are going to deal a lot of damage to an unprotected ribcage. So you'd want heavy armor for that.
You too.
Anything goes. Hell, we're talking tests here, so Monster Hunter could just be a fucking mage in pajamas. Because, well, mages in pajamas still got armor. All thanks to shield spells. Now then, where the heck are all the outposts? So a lot of people to talk to. Well, if you... What was it? Male Oblivion armor? You can get this, which are 2 ripped I'm wearing right now. Otherwise, the good luck, I have scoured the Nexus armor section, and it's... Even the ones that try to, like, imitate, say, Skyrim armor, they don't import meshes from Skyrim, they just retexture Oblivion meshes. Like, I think I still have the tab up. Do I? No, I do not. Okay. Vortex isn't up either. So there was like Skyrim's whole steel plate armor. There is a Nexus mod for that to add to Oblivion. And they just used different parts of iron armor retextured. Iron and steel armor. And the helmet is a unique mesh, but everything else is just iron or steel repurposed. And that's the only armor mods on the Nexus that aren't like that are the ones that leave you completely nude except for your private bits. anime stuff too, I guess. So finding good armor mods on the Nexus is really just no, it doesn't happen. Retextures though is a different story. There's plenty of retextures. But yeah, this kind of rip you have to look off the Nexus for. Oh, but I'm thinking about it. Just coincidentally enough, the first 4 swords here are actually inspired from Witcher. Bastard, Wolf, and Merciless. Even... Gosh, I can't do... TFC 1 was added in Skyrim, which allows you to freeze time while doing free cam. That's not here in Oblivion. So I don't want to show you and waste in-game time. But you can see a bit while I'm blocking, the pommel there has the Witcher's wolf icon. Or emblem. And from the same author, with the same inspiration, he made Merciless and Wolf with 2 different blade types. Which also has the wolf icon on the pommel, although it's much harder to see because it's small. Or are those runes? I forget if the runes are the wolf icon. Probably the wolf. But if we're talking a test monster hunter, you'd want different weapon types. You'd probably be a spread of magic, blade, and blunt. Because you'd want blunt for undead, and blade for most living targets. I'm not entirely sure what living targets could be weak to blunt, but I know undead, there's even NPC dialogue that tells you they're weak to blunt. And magic is just, I mean, like, I know there's non-magical warriors, but even they're kind of magical when you get up to the really high. Like, if you go without enchanted armor, then you really are disadvantaged. Wait, what difficulty is this on? Oh, I forgot to change it from when I was testing. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to do a lot of damage, even on hard. Then again, my blunt is actually in the 190s. You're getting rather close to 200 blunt. And then we're just going to go back to my favorite weapon form instead of just blunt forms. Yeah, you'd have to come up with a personality type and a fighting style if you want to actually narrow down the skills, because just a hunter of anything really doesn't narrow things down. Like, I'm fine, it's a very general statement, general answer. You can use speed traffic, information, security. You can get if your bounty is using locked doors, mercantile to actually just get by, because otherwise you're going to get screwed over on contracts. Light armor if you're want to focus on mobility. Acrobatics for also getting up high places to avoid, walls or get up cliff sides. Restoration to heal yourself out in the field. Illusion to trick your enemies or just to light the way. Alteration to buff yourself. Alchemy, especially fighting underwater stuff, then water breathing. Alchemy can get all the effects of the magic schools just in potions, so if you're really non-magical. Heavy armor because you want protection against monsters. hand-to-hand if you're disarmed. This one honestly is one that could be disqualified. This is more of a what-if scenario rather than a mainstay. Blunt blade, you'd want an equal measure because certain stuff could be weak to different weapon types, even though I don't think mechanically they are. I think mechanically their blunt and blade doesn't really make a difference, it's just an aesthetic choice. But lore-wise, they would make a difference. Athletics, that just, well, I think athletics is good to anybody who goes out and fights a lot, so that's just always pick. Armor to keep yourself in top shape, but even that you could forego if you decide to just repair things in town. Sneak for obvious reasons, you want to get the drop on whatever your mark is. Marksman, similarly. Mysticism in lore allows you to see things, like it seers people that try to like divine where stuff is in lore are practicing mysticism. You don't have spells that do that in Oblivion, but still have Absorb, Reflect, Dispel. Detect Life would be great. Destruction, so you can actually hit elemental weaknesses, because those do exist, unlike weapon type weaknesses. Which they do, and I really have to take a look at the skeletons, wouldn't I? Conjuration is... Yeah, Conjuration's also, if you like hand-to-hand, it's something that can work, but it's also not a must-pick either at any point in your field. It's more so like you're conjuring assistance. So, block, of course, just to parry stuff. So you kind of just by saying you're a bounty monster hunter, you've eliminated 2 skills out of 21. So really have to narrow things down. Get more specific. I need to stop hitting tilde key instead of tab. Not sure why I decided to kill time by running to each city, but I'm just rethinking that as I continue to run. Right, this file by default... Wait, are you on Discord, Duct Tape? It might be small enough for me to send it. Let me actually go check. I think it's too large to send over Discord. And the mod I have is a replacer for steel armor, but because I have the construction set, obviously, it's not a replacer for steel armor. Steel armor is still steel armor. This is now its own completely unique set. I forgot to change to heavy armor. It's actually classed as light. Because the engine defaults to light armor, and I forgot to change it to heavy armor. And I'm like, fuck it. Left it as is. Did I change any settings back? Because I can reinstall some stuff, so some any settings might be reset. Alright. Guess I'll show at least this. absorption rate, because it seemed like I got a little bit... Oh, yeah. Yep. More balanced number would be 0.5. 5%. 13 was good when it was just durability, but now we also include charges, so, and also restores, so 13 is too much. What else needs to change? Did I change burden? I did not change burden. I think that's the only changes that I make to my own innie. Yeah, that's it. You know, that's something to check later. Just for a while now, OBSE has not been making on-hit with handlers for arrows. Which means bow XP isn't working for me. And like, sometimes it will actually work and we'll make a handler and it'll fire and it'll work. But most of the time it's not. So I know it's not a problem with the code, it's a problem with OBSE somehow, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck about my code could be an issue. Yeah, there we go. I reinitialized it. So now we're working with new settings. Now we need to find guild guides. I'm just thinking, like, maybe the frequency of the hotkey quests. This might be screwing with it, but I don't know. I don't know why. I know that if you go too fast, the engine can't. Things go wrong. That happened with some file output stuff I was doing. Wait, where is the guild guide? Normally they're outside their guild, but unless it's off hours for them. Here you are.
I hope I can help.
Yeah. My history? But I thought I wasn't recorded in the books. Veteran rescued? Is that Thatcher crew? Alright, I'll actually seem relatively short, but I don't feel like reading it right now. Oh, look, those guys are doing their job. Oh, welcome, Sobit. Now that I get all of them. I got Rash get spare. Whatever.
All hail the champion.
Debating whether I should bring this up or not. It's a coding related thing. I don't know. Also, I'm not sure if I should even go talk to the guild guide people, instead just go to the outposts. Yes? Oh, I think it should be plural now.
Now!
Ooh, 198. We're really close to 200. I'm not actually sure if it's a real problem, because I'll have to test some handlers. I mean, there's a lot of potential problems, though. But if I can test, if the handlers behave in an official way, it should be alright. Oh, welcome, Notboard. You're the third person to ask how's it going today. In 0 bitrate for a few seconds. Anywho. Well, yeah, I'm having a couple of big issues. Well, the good news is that I did get mimicry down. It's not in this ESP, though. Because, issues. I have people who care about me. And don't let anyone say otherwise, unless it's me. Then, also don't let them say otherwise. So don't let anybody say otherwise. Yeah, honestly, it's like, coding is just like the one general topic that I can talk about that's not relevant to what we're immediately doing. Because it's the one thing that I kind of do a lot of outside of it, playing the game. Okay, fighting 2 bandits while trying to respond to chat. Let's see if I can do this. So, the first issue I've had for a while now, which is that, for some reason, OBSC decided to stop making on-hit with handlers for arrows.
Am I supposed to be important?
And I mean, like, this melee weapon right here uses an on-hit with handler too, and it's still working. But the bows on-hit with handlers aren't working anymore, and the code hasn't changed. They just stopped working. And the thing is, nobody else reported it, and once in a blue moon, they start working again. So it's almost certainly not having to do with my code, and just some weird freaking abomination of a bug in OBSE that's just stopping the handlers from being made. And I have tried everything that I can think of, and more, to see if I can get the handlers working again, and I have not. So because of that, I saved the work by copying the ESP and pasting it to desktop, but I have reverted the changes that I made for the next update to this weapon. And the next update will allow you to mimic anything that's a weapon. As in, it's not just... We still have this menu with all the forms, but you can also just like shift right click a thing, and it'll just copy that thing's form. And it'll even like discern what weapon type it is too. So then I don't have to code in new forms anymore. It will just save the form. That's what I need to conscribe for. Okay, who's... Oh, it's not mine. Actually, I should have the change log. Okay, change... Well, I can't show you the code because I need to copy the ESP back in, and I don't know if it's just some kind of freak thing about the ESP making the handlers go wonky or not. But I should still have the... get to it. Change the log. Okay. 1.7. So of course we're changing it to 5% and mimicry. Add the ability to mimic any weapon inventory. Copy item not consumed. We need conscribe so that we can actually save the string vares that hold the paths to all the meshes that you're using. And it's also tied to your character's name and not the save, because conscribe does not tie data to your save. You just have one log file per mod, or multiple. Wow. Okay, yeah. I run with a very default ini file with only like a few tweaks. Like, I only deliberately go in and... Maybe I should give that a try. But yeah, this is the code saved. Well, that's just you. I have restream redirects all chat visually. There was that one time it just cut out YouTube chat for no reason. And it stayed cut, even though it was still streaming to YouTube. Now I can just imagine Sobit cycling through all 3 streaming platforms for each message he types. Oh yeah, I had a similar thing. So yeah, as I was saying, mimic form. Bitrate almost went to 0 just as I started to explain it. Anyway. So conscribe saves logs per mod and not per save, so but after that, I started on a growth armor. And the big deal with growth armor is to kind of like prevent some exploiting, because initially I was thinking of trying to enchant options like before, and I think I will still do in part, but not fully. Like, you would have had the option to increase your resistances, but I decided to instead make it so the resistances naturally grow on the armor as you take damage from that type. So as you take fire damage, you get fire resistance type of deal. And so there's no functions or handlers to directly get what I need for this. So I spent like the last day and a half just mulling over how the hell I'm supposed to get this. And no, it's so much work. I have to basically reconstruct the entire damage calculation formula if I want to do it exactly as I'd like. And I'm going to get the object window in the construction set is blocking chat. There. That really means more than I thought it would to me. Duct tape. Yeah, sorry about that. I try to be up to date on whether I'm streaming or not on the Discord, but basically coding a little bit too late kind of pushed my bedtime forward to like noon, and trying to kind of correct that has been fucked with my sleep schedule, which has resulted in me choosing to sleep instead of stream a few days. And let me know if a Discord link doesn't work, because it should work. But every time somebody tries to click on it, it doesn't work. So I'll just copy and paste the actual link that I have if it doesn't work. And if you're not on there. What question to ask? Well, I'll ask how's it working with Sario. This may have been the wrong question to ask. We were 2-hitting or 1-hitting them on normal before, and now they take like half damage or less. So we're back to 2-hitting them.
God.
Hello. There we go. Oh, 199. Okay, that's pretty good. We might hit 200 this stream then. Yeah, leaving this uncharged was a good call. So now we're dealing all blunt damage. Yeah, the deal with growth armor. It's how I want to handle the XP system is instead of it being so how this works is you gain 1 XP every time you hit a thing, and 3 for power attacks. And since a bow can only power attack, you always get 3 for that, and a staff, because it has AoE into it, we reduce the XP to just like the bitrate gets reduced to 0. And for the staff, because it's AoE, we reduce the XP to 2, because, well, yeah. It's always power attacking, but it's easier to hit with. Of course, you can change that menu file to whatever the heck you want, though. But that's just how it works. How I want the armor to work is to, instead of it being every time you get hit, you get 1 XP, and every time you get power attacked, you get 3, it's instead how much damage you take gets converted into XP. Just a raw amount. So you take 10 damage, get 10 XP type of deal.
Greetings, Bretta.
To that end, it's going to be a lot. I don't know how much damage you take and over the course of going from level 1 to 25, or even level 1 to level 2. So I'm just guesstimating how much. I assume it'd be in the hundreds. So for now, I've just doubled the XP requirement from the weapon formula. And I'll see how that goes. But as I said, I also want to like attribute some of that XP towards elemental damage taken. So you can build up natural resistances to it. It's like every 100 points fire damage you take, you get 1% resistance to fire damage type of deal. And I have the OBSE stuff up. Docs. Yeah, so these are all the on-event handlers I can use. So there is on-health damage, which will tell me how much damage you take right before you take that damage. And nothing else. It'll tell me who was attacked, how much damage you took, and who attacked them. That's all. And there's on magic bitrate. And there's on magic effect hit, which I can filter for a specific magic effect code. So I can tell when you get hit with a fire spell, or when you get hit with a frost spell, or when you get hit with a restore health spell, or any kind of spell. That's not a scripted effect. And there's on hit with, that'll tell me what weapon you got hit by. And on hit, which will tell me who you got hit by. Honestly, on health damage will tell me that too, now that I think about it. And then there's on magic apply, which will fire every time a magic effect gets cast on you. Which means you have an enchantment that does fire, frost, and shock damage. This will fire for the fire, frost, and shock damage individually. And then there's functions that I can use to get resistances of the player, as well as stuff I can use to get the enchantment or spell effects. And from there I can get the effects magnitudes, and then with the caster, I can get... And then with the caster, I can get their spell effectiveness rating. And then I also need a difficulty slider, because that is another multiplier. And with all that, I can just recreate the entirety of the damage calculation formula in order to get how much fire damage you took. And that's just a lot of work. So I'm thinking of just instead doing, say you took 300 damage and you took fire, frost, and shock damage, then you just get 100 fire, 100 frost, and 100 shock XP. And that's it. I don't try to calculate it, I just evenly distribute. Well, assuming two things are you're listening and that the bitrate didn't drop to 0 while I was saying it, which would preclude you from listening, that is how the XP system is going to work. It's going to be, you get XP for damage taken, and it's also going to keep track of the types of damage you take and give you resistances to those types based on the amount of damage you took from it. That way, really broken stuff like 100% resist magic will be a lot harder to get, because you have to get hit by non-elemental magic in order to get that resistance type. As opposed to if I just had it be an enchant option, then you could just bull rush straight for that every level up. The other issue I have is that I'm now going to need like 4 or 5 event handlers that will fire off every time the player gets hit, and I don't know what order they'll fire in. That's important because I normally handle XP adding inside the handler. So like the on health damage will actually add the damage taken to the XP total, do the calcs in there. But if I want to divide it by damage type, I also need information from the other handlers that are also firing at the same event, but I don't know what order they're firing in. But initially I was thinking of it to be just like weapon XP system, where it's just every time you get hit, it's 1 XP. And then... Okay, cool. It actually fully disconnected there. Like, that's really... It's... A lack of sleep is making me a lot more prone to irritation, but this, with the amount of the bitrate, is making me really pissed off. Not pissed off, just very frustrated. Like, fuck you, Comcast. Okay, where's the third guy? Oh, with a list. Oh, well, see you later then, duct tape. Have a good dinner and a good night, even though you're probably gone by this point, because I normally don't catch these goodbyes in time for you to leave. And if I do, that means you stay like 5 minutes after, or 10 minutes after you said you left. Which isn't really a goodbye then. Anyway, I was initially planning to keep the stream kind of short, but I don't know. I mean, the constantly dropping bitrate and the fact that I would like to get sleep. Or more sleep. implores me to keep this short, but at the same time, the disconnection in, as well as trying to find a good, solid point to actually end things on, compel me to keep going. Like, I'd like to get all those interviews done, basically. And I'll try to stop by the 2-hour mark, which is an hour. So if you want to know when for leaving for an hour from now is when you just hit your class. Like, Jesus, I should not invoke the name of a god I do not care for or believe in. But it's a verbal tick I've grown up with. It's gonna be a long while of catching myself before I can stop saying a false god's name. No, I have no idea which of the 9 divines would govern over tech. I don't know, but bitrate constantly cutting out is getting on my nerves, as I've already mentioned. I've already had disconnection from it.
Good afternoon.
Wait, why do you have health damage? Let's fix that. Yeah, kind of the idea of why I want to be XP system based on damage taken instead of hits taken is a similar reason to why I have this be hits dealt instead of damage dealt, which is the fact that as you get to higher and higher levels, it takes fewer and fewer hits to kill things, which means not only do you need more XP, you also get less XP per encounter. And with the armor, it'll be the same thing with damage taken, where the higher and higher level the armor gets, the less damage you take, but also the more XP you need to level up the armor. They work in tandem like that. Where the hell's the guild? I already passed the guild guide, I just ran past her absentmindedly.
Get away from me. I don't want whatever you've got.
Wait, am I sick? I'm not sick, right? I'll just go check a shrine. He just spouted a line at me that he only spouted a diseased person.
Hello. Welcome.
No, you're not. Where is our resident civil eye?
Now. Something I
I'm at your service.
I think she normally sleep. Yeah, she's in here.
will hack you to pieces.
Oh. Who else cows living here? Or why have you joined the Stranded Light? One of those two. Why did you join? Oh, I wonder what you had to pay. Fair way to say it was joyous rebanished. Oh, alright. All interesting. Alright, now to run over to Anvil, and then to Coral, then to Bruma, and then Shaden Hall. Gotta head west. Gotta head west.
Please, go ahead.
You're the divine crusader.
Yeah, so I... That's a high jump. Still, just thinking about the handlers not firing for the bow vexes me so much. Because I have no fucking clue what's causing it.
You'll never take me.
Oh, hello. Yoink. Oh, there you are. Hey! 200 blunt. That's nice. That's nice. Let's feed Deuce Faragon. Mad clicking. Alright, we're still at 152. Okay, so do the Warhammer, Warhammer glass bow, 2 daggers, and now we are changing form to the one that I wanted to use for a while, but never really got to use. Fucking Referral. I don't know if I should use a 1 or 2-handed. Also, there's the arrow too. Arrow's nice and plain. Referral's got just the right amount of flair that I like. Like, why can't fantasy swords look like this, you know? It's very realistic and still has the flair to it, and it doesn't look like some freakish abomination of a paddle. Here's Ibawan. Fun's also like a neat thing. I don't know if I want Ibawan though. Actually, now that I think about it. Quick swap is now actually a swap 1 to 2-hander. That's neat. I still don't know which. I probably don't need to be on hard anymore. Because, I mean, there's 2 reasons I'm on hard. One is to actually take more damage, so I feel like my life is threatened. And 2 is to make training easier, because now enemies last longer. And training has been accomplished. Well, hand-to-hand and marksman still need to go up, but I'm not going to concern myself with those for now. Hmm. Hmm. I know I like the Cerazol look, but I kind of miss the Claymore reach. Hmm. One Claymore? Nah. Hmm. Cockpit. This is one of the newer ones. Because I had to wait for the mod author to give permissions for this. This was going to be in 1.0, by the way. But it wasn't. Because the mod page says get permission from me before you include it. And then I waited like a month and a half. 1.6 was coming out. I'm just like, you haven't replied at all. So I'm just going to put it in there and credit you. So yeah. I didn't ask for permission for all the stuff where the mod page said explicitly ask for permission. I did. But I have credited everything. There's not a single thing I included from anybody else's mod that wasn't credited to them. So I didn't steal. I don't know if steal is the right term. Because if incorporated without permission, it counts as stealing, then yeah, I stole, but I also get credit for everything. So I don't know, that makes it right in my book. Plus, like, I ain't gonna wait that long for permission, man. I ain't gonna wait fucking half a year or a year for you to reply. Oh gosh, he's fast. Alright. Let's see, what about Wolf Picasso? No, we also need... There we go. Oh wait, I think we have like a Bosmer in Anvil. And not a date. Well, whatever. It's more running. Like, I want to use Cerazol, but I also want the extra reach because I really like playing footsies. That's why I love Mortal Kombat so much. Is you can actually just dodge things with footwork, like, entirely. It's fantastic. It's like there's a very legitimate reason to actually go with less armor in that game, which is that you move faster. Which lets you dodge faster. Or dodge more successfully. Oh, this here is the model I use for Shurifen, which is quite popular apparently. And the base model for use Faragon is Bastard. I'll use Cerazol for that, and then for one-handed, I'll take Ivalon. Because while this doesn't totally pique my fancy, when I was looking at all the... I don't know if I've shown you guys. Or if you know, I didn't mention it on Discord because this wasn't really worth a ping. But I updated the images to include a smattering, a larger collection of forms. And yes, I got a poser mod. I looked into poser mods specifically for these. And yeah, it's like when I look at Ivalon here, like this looks like a pretty cool longsword, which makes me want to use it. When I see it in game, I don't feel too much for it. So I'm going to use it, see if I feel what I feel when I see this picture. And I'll just go through everything. So this is obviously not everything. There's 273 meshes in the mod. And this is 79. So there's still another 200 that you will have not seen. Or was it, wait, 273? No, it was 373. I'm only seeing like at most a quarter. No. Fifth? Because there's still the vanilla forms, which aren't listed in the mesh count. And then just a katana to show people, yes, katanas exist in here. Not all straight swords. Even though there's only like 2 katanas. Yeah, the difference between long swords and bastard swords. I think I've already gone over this a long time ago, but I'll reiterate because it's been so long since we used swords. A longsword and a bastard sword two-handed are the same speed, but bastard two-handed is 0.1 longer and deals a bit more damage. I think, yeah, like a 412 versus a 388. And then one-handing a bastard sword, of course, allows you to use a shield, but it drops the speed by, I think it was 0.1 or 0.2. I think it drops speed by 0.1. So one-handed bastard sword is just slightly more damage, slightly longer, slightly slower than a long sword. So standard progression. Balancing within Oblivion. But the two-handed is like, you dish the shield and you get to swing it faster. And then I had to balance the reach and damage in proportion to a claymore because, you know, it's both a one-hander and a two-hander. So I have to take that into account. This is why the reach is a 1.1, because the speed is way faster than a claymore. Going from a 0.8 to a 1.0, so this reach has to go from a 1... Used to be a 1.15 or 1.2. That's just way too fast, or way too long for a weapon this fast. Wait, what? Oh, all the doors are closed, right? Let's just open them then. Alright, who's what, where, when, why, how. Where is Guild Guide? Here's Guild Guide. Guy Guild.
What can I do for you tonight?
Oh, nothing.
Farewell.
Alright, leave the door opens. Because who needs privacy? I hope it's still streaming, though. You know what? I'm gonna go check it's still streaming, because you guys aren't talking in chat. Means... I don't know if that'll tell me if it's live. Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah, that's working. It seems like not bored left. Makes sense. Just like Alyssa. Go do other things while listening to the stream. Wait, how can your computer handle that? The question still stands. How can your computer handle that? I bet they're games from 2001, which is a decent time zone, time area, a decent grouping of years. Early to mid 2000s had some good game releases, by my standards, anyways. Then we go into sequelitis in like the late 2000s and 2010s, and I don't even know what the last decade of gaming was like, because I've been poor and I couldn't really buy games, so I don't know. Jesus. wolf just popped up when I sliced it. Like, I'm expecting like 2 hits, but no, it's just 1. Because 412 damage. You have an attack rating of 412. I assure you, you probably know how retarded that is. So, let's also charge it. Ooh, and also sacrifice the enchanted weapons. And we'll get some more charge. Okay, so from this point onwards, I'm just choosing Volt because I would like to get more uses. Alright, we are at 49 uses, which is a pretty solid amount. I consider 50 to be a solid amount, and I think I balanced some of the enchantments to be around 50. I haven't even played Armor 2. I've watched some videos on it, and the highlights seem good, but I'm not sure if I'd last in the gameplay long term anyways. I don't think I'm interested enough in simulator style games. Like, I like some sim aspects, because with realism comes inconvenience, and inconvenience comes a challenge to overcome, and therefore satisfaction and enjoyment. But I'd like... I guess I like a little faster paced games overall. Is that guy just rooted after the first cut? Okay. Okie dokie. So we're running out of soul gems too. I mean, I know I have a 0 star, but like, we're still running out of soul gems. Just kind of the point. Right, because then your computer doesn't have to run everything. Just have to run the graphics. Actually, do I have a soul trap spell active? Oh, yes I do. Yes, I do indeed have a soul trap spell. Yeah, I don't really think your computer could run Mordhau, which is unfortunate, because, as I've said, I love Mordhau. I guess that's how you got into coding. I don't know if I should keep using the buff, though. I mean, if I use the buff, I don't have to worry about dying. But, like, I'm also too strong. Just kind of point the buff. God mode without actually activating God mode. I too, Sobit. I too. I mean, my computer run... Fully admit, it is leagues better than what yours is. But it's still, like... My computer hardware is like 5 or 6 years outdated. Which means it can only, like, at best play modern games on, like, medium. I'd like a stable FPS. No. I would like an updated modern PC as well. Okay. Yeah, that's brought up a long time ago. If you change one action about your past self, that has a ripple effect on the rest of your life. You may not Could be a far different person than you are now. Meaning far different people. Oh, we're at Battlehorn Castle. I went too west. Need to head west. The other west.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
Hey there, ogre. Let's see how quick you die. Holy fuck, that's like four. Wait, whoa, okay. That was like 4 hits to kill an ogre. Which, I mean, the first hit did barely anything, the second hit did barely anything, and then like the third and fourth hit were just... your health went goodbye. That's weakness to magic for you. Over 100%. How much charge we got now? Just swinging a couple more times, I can use I can get away with a full Rain Soul Gem. So we've swung it 11 times, or hit 11 times, since fully charging. Highest double NPC. This will also be gone next playthrough. Now, where is the guild guide for here? Bruma doesn't have a guild guide. They kind of came up with the excuse of, like, Bruma just won't allow us in there. Or because they really don't want Daedra or something. But the actual reason is because the Mage's Guild questline ends up destroying the Bruma chapter, so they can't just have NPCs there that then get destroyed. Conveniently outside the city when it all happens. Yes, you were the guide, right?
Greetings. I hope I can help.
I wanted to know. I don't care if my pupils make me look fat. People actually ask you that? Or is that just something you're concerned about? I forget what type of questions I'm supposed to be asking at this point. Well, that's helpful. Do any of them call you friends, though? That is a good sign.
Farewell.
Yeah, so growth armor should be able to launch with... I don't know if it'll launch with a full suite of enchant options. Because I really do have to take the time to come up with every single one. But it should launch with mimicry and... yeah, kind of just mimicry. Extra and the hotkeys. And a lot of the stuff that I just had to figure out for just very on. Alright, so on to the Bruma outpost, and then to, I guess, the Bruma guard captain. I did get a Zivali installed as a guard captain at Bruma. I rarely see her, because I don't know her schedule right now, so I only ever see her if she happens to be in the throne room. Yeah, we have a Zivali as a guard captain now. let's just activate Traveler at this point. Let's go for a little bit weaker with the swordplay, because now without the buff we are at 347. Oh, but our armor is still 85, right? Because we're using non-modded armor, which I intentionally had add up to 85. And, whoop. Now, how close are we? Oh, okay, we're like 400-ish XP off from next level up. I don't know, do we actually have any level ups in this session? Oh, not in the log. Alright. Yeah, I could just show a level in the console log, but I'll wait for a level up to display it. Oh, no weapons to sacrifice. Okay. Yeah, so I internally actually call the function Weapon Eater, but I deliberately use language to make it ambiguous whether the weapon is alive or not, or has a will of its own or not. 'Cause I really want it to just be ambiguous whether it's like an actual living weapon or if it's just something that grows. So I used words like offering and sacrifice and consume. You know, when I say like, as like the halfway message to Spheragon itches, is like the thing where somebody's itching to go, but it can also, and the bitrate 0. And bitrate cut to 0 at I don't know what point in that. We have a really fast swing speed now. I feel a little uncomfortable with that. That's also what it's supposed to be. Ah, here's the outpost.
Hi there.
Okay.
A pleasure to speak with you.
Shorter stint into 0 now. I guess maybe as people are going to sleep, we're getting less packet loss, but still is too much packet loss. I didn't bring that up though. Why do you assume this? Would you go back to your old life, or what did you do in Gavach? Also, how did you end up in Gavach? But I don't think I want to ask that. Ask would you go back to your old life? Sound advice. You can't look forward if you're always looking back.
Be seeing you.
Like, would you walk backwards all the time? Because that's what looking into the past is.
Good evening. Hello there.
What?
What have you been up to?
See?
Alright, that's Bruma. So now we gotta go to Shaden Hall. Then we have to go to the Isles. Then we have to go to Mirkorup. And there's actually, I don't know how many more positions. Now we're back to two-shotting Minotaurs, and this is just really fast attacks. They cost more fatigue now, though. That's for sure. That's because fatigue cost is a function of weapon weight, and weapon weight increases as you level up. Yeah, I've got a better grasp on this thing's reach than I do on the mace, that's for sure. And the world feels pretty small. I think I discussed last stream why the world feels small to me. That's because I have such fast move speed. Because I remember for testing out the mimic function to make sure it was actually per character saves, I made a new character, which I did promptly delete, by the way. But that new character, the default move speed is like... I don't think I'd be kidding if I said that my walk speed right now is actually the run speed. It was such a stark contrast in speed that reminded me, like, oh, that's probably why... That's probably why the world feels so small to me, because I traverse it so quickly. I forgot to recharge this thing. Let's see. We need to get like another few hits before Grand Soul Gem won't be wasted. Yeah, we're getting better with the cost though. I had this long while where I was just... long while where I was just... What the heck was I even saying? Alright, I was just adding a bunch of new effect sets to it, which was like... As an enemy type, I don't like the Minotaur. For two reasons. That... Oh, that's the wrong spell. Whatever. Gonna roll with it. The first reason is that they wield warhammers, which, I mean, a warhammer in of itself shouldn't be a bad thing, except vanilla warhammers have a reach of 1.3, and on models, on a model that is the exact same length as a short sword, which has a reach of 0.8. So you can be standing like 2 meters away from Minotaur, well out of range of the warhammer, and get hit by the warhammer. That's reason number one I don't like Minotaurs. Reason number two is that they spend... I think it's a mod that changed the AI a bit, but they spend a lot of time backpedaling. Which is a little bit smart, but also just annoying. But yeah, that's the reason why I made the reach correction mod, because just like I'm so sick and tired of warhammers hitting me from fucking 3 times their length away. Other than that, I grew up with this game, so Minotaurs just feel normal to me, so I can't say I'll ever hate them. Just that those two game mechanics about it I very much dislike.
It's my pleasure. Please continue.
Just wanted to know. Alright, what role did Mazkin play in history? Why have you left the Isles? And How's living in Shadenhall? What's about why did you leave the Isles? Okay, I saw bitrate cut out, so I wanted to pause so I can get the dialogue. Now, the timer for the dialogue. Bitrate! Yeah, so the timers for dialogue actually continue even during the pause menu, so as soon as I hit ask again, these lines are going to be gone. So the lip syncing will continue on as if the lines are still there, though. Hey. I see. Karashifuel is the muscle, as well as also has brains, apparently.
Farewell.
It's basically join us or die, but put very eloquently. I'm not going to check my quest journal yet. I heard the second update ping, so we probably got enough for a minimum requirement. Yes, and eventually I'll get back to Hyperlight Drifter. I'm working with Nerva, or rather, I'm trying to get Nerva, work things out with Nerva, but I don't know. Contact isn't daily between us at present, so. HLD will be back when it's back. At this point, that's all I can say. Hi there, imp. Damn, just the cuts with this. I know it's going to get a lot faster than it currently is, but, like, it already feels really fast. Alright, I think I'll speed to... There is the Isles, but I'll go to Miracorp first. Oh, I missed the frame where I had to jump off the surface. But we swimming instead. Now we're not swimming, because we're out of the water. Now where to go to the Lost Road? Yeah, I'll just climb up this mountain, because higher vantage point's better. Alright. That's a good sunset. Or sunrise. I don't... Rises in the east, that's a sunrise. Okay. Now, are we out of bounds already, or are we're out of bounds, aren't we? Are we south or north? We are north. We're out of bounds and north of our destination. I love the auto gates. Alright, there are actually a lot of data on Mirrorcorp. Now that I think about it, I'd like to go to the smaller size in the Shivering Isles first. Hippity hop. Alright, you can speak with Verjeka. Or, how do you pronounce her name? It's V-R-J-E-K-K-A. So, I assume the last part's Eka, but like, how do you pronounce VRJ though? I want to use Tech Life to find her, but then we can't really, you know, detect life face. It's not pleasant. Okay, no, she's not over here. Last time I found her, she was in the upstairs bedroom. Okay. Oh. Apparently I poofed in right next to her and didn't notice.
A pleasure to speak with you.
Oh, I can't ask her.
Good day.
Alright, looks like we're going to Mirundan, so then we can use a liminal spike to hit up. Who even is the liminal spike? Oh, seriously, where is the liminal spike? Yeah, I know I could just poof to the Isles and just run through there, but like, liminal spike should be a shortcut, right?
Greetings, guildmate.
Here it is, opposite side of the ruin.
Yes?
Instead of finding my lost brother, we're finding a host of brothels. Apparently. Alright. Let's go talk to this crazy Zivilai. What does the Queen knows versus what have you done for a living? That's what does the Queen know? I understand none of that.
You're pathetic.
Now that I'm here though, I'll go check up on the art gallery. Oh, we just had a crash. I wonder what the oh wait, I have to. Let's see, where was it? Our message logger. Oh, this is a long log. Okay. Got some warnings because I installed the model without the wings, and then we have Vitra dementia. I guess that's what caused crash. An elytra with missing textures or something. Normally that shouldn't. It should just result. Hmm. Missing textures should normally result in the thing just, being invisible or something. Or black or purple. Not a crash, but okay. And then how far back were we set? Just to say, when was the last autosave? Okay, so we just have to go ask her stuff again. I don't know if I should ask her what the queen knows this time, or should ask her what does she do for a living. She seemed quite pleased about asking about what she knows, but I didn't get much anything out of that. What have you done for a living? Okay, she answered that she rules over all volleyballers for a living. Now we will do the same thing that caused the crash last time and see what happens. Nope, no crash. Alright, there's usually an enemy around here, so who or what? Oh, it's a hunger. Hello there, samurai looking dude.
See you later.
Oh, you're looking to steal the paintings, huh? Income. Alright, so I didn't wait too long. Unless we wait too... I don't know, after a month the income gets reset. Oh. We have... I don't know what... Oh, there we are. Yeah, honestly, the power attacks with this thing are almost as fast as the standard Claymore's normal attacks. Which I feel a little uneasy about just having a weapon that absurd. Alright, now then, there's the normal spike.
How are you?
What is it?
Okay, so now we go to Mirkora. And now we have a whole city to interrogate.
Hello
And there's an autosave, because we just exited. Okay, I still don't fully know all the residents here. Oh, this is gonna be so much work. So much work. I don't know how many people actually live here. I'll start by asking the guards outside. The heck was their pact again? I think their pact was to protect the evacuees? Which no longer exists, but they're technically still evacuating, so they're still here.
Good day. Farewell.
Alright. Ugh, so many things, so many stuff to look into. No need to feel blue. Huh. How's it to work for an Oriole? Right, 'cause they don't forgive mistakes, right? She did ask me to do that, didn't she? It's like Kara Shivual is actually the real the real force behind everything. He's like, I'll go read the quest log now. Oh, the minimum was 10. Oh, just things that were interesting to the average citizenry. Which I did ask some people. But not everyone, I think.
Hello.
Oh, right, I can give you the love letter now. A thing we started like 4 streams ago. Wait, why could you not sell your books? Never mind.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel? Farewell. Hi there.
Wait, there's just staff waiting for me in Morendon? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So there's that. So I get to pick 1 or 2 staves. Well, I don't necessarily need those to have my custom artifact. Oriole Mask can rivalry full display. There's a Staff of Daylight and a Staff of Midnight. Eh? Well, I'd like to know more about what they do. Ever been to Morrowind? Good. I don't think anybody deserves dumber culture.
Take care.
So that's a couple of people. Who else? Whom else?
Hello, guildmate.
Check the outpost, which of course has a Dremora in it. Don't want any more silver longswords. Why do people... fucking be right. I see. What do people keep giving him silver longswords? Like, my initial thought is people keep attacking him with silver longswords, but like they just keep giving him longswords of silver. Like what? What? How'd you end up here? Oh, must have been Karashuvial again. Alright, anybody else in the outpost at this point in time? No. Alright, Chimney Dreams. No data in here. Guard quarters. These should have some data, right? Adorable, you'd say. Ah, you're telling me about the staves as well. So what will you say about the Staff of Midnight? Useless glitter. So I can choose either the Mazcan or the Staff, eh? And it's packet losses. High packet loss, too. Just cutting the connection every periodically. Anyway. Question, let's see. What do you do in your time off? How is it to work with mortals? What's up with the Eternal Guardians? I personally know what's up with the Eternal Guardians, but this could be a good question to ask for the masses. Also, how is it to work with mortals is... that could be interesting. What do you do in your time off? Also interesting, but I think I'll ask what's up with the Eternal Guardians. Wait, really? They could obliterate the whole city.
Good day.
How are you today?
Alright, Cadget and Redguard. Oh, second update. Sounds like a good middle ground, so there's still more. Still more Daedra. Alright. Okay, that's 2 buildings. Now, lightning bolts. I don't think there are any Daedra in here. Oh, there is. I do seek knowledge. A little bit rate. How's living in Miracorp? Good. Oh, you used to be in Quagmire, aren't you? Yeah, you used to be in Quagmire. Just the sound of Smith work. Now then, red and evil. Let's see. Anybody? Oh, you're sleeping. I don't see you. Ah, and you seem to be subdued. Oh, you're Valeria. You're the seducer I've heard about. I mean, I did my fair share killing a lot. Ooh, donate a painting for a gallery. Mm-hmm. Bowing for 10,000. Oh. Yay, I got one. Alright, I just wanted to know. I'm all horns. Oh, why don't... Well, I chose the option so that none of the seducers have wings. I felt that was way too out of place, but by default they do have wings, and I can ask her why she doesn't have wings. I don't think I should ask, have you ever harmed your partners? How about mortal and Deja relationships? That seems like good gossip. Well, I assume most of the relationships end at the point of a sword. Oh, somebody hooked up with a Tremora. I wonder how long my character would last. Like, okay, she hasn't killed anybody, but that's not related to how long my character would last. Alright, now she's done talking. What I mean by that is, like, how old my character will live to. Because I'm a Breton, so I should live to 100 years, average. Except, I'm incredibly magically potent. And the thing is, all known powerful mages have also lived for thousands of years. It's just, we don't know the exact causation, but there is correlation between magical potency and life expectancy, where they go up in tandem. And we are incredibly magically potent. You've seen the continent of death that I can make. So, I wonder how long we'll last. This is also ignoring the fact that we are now Daedric Prince, who is actually immortal. So, yeah. And have Palindel's Heart, which also makes us immortal.
Be seeing you.
We have both Adric and Daedric immortality within us. Which is... Alright, we Lorcon now, I guess. Alright, what have I not been to? This place I ain't been to. Sunken Treasures. Bit waterlogged, huh? You look like a Malmer. Beyond the Veil. Honestly, the sign looked like it said Yonder Vale. Alright. Good number of pictures in here. Okay, so where is the... Oh, they're sleeping. It looks like we have a Malmer, because I see the tail, and a normal person. Okay. Alright, so that's that half of this plate. Okay, we have a lot more people here. But I'm seeing not much Daedra.
Hello,
Guildmate. Goodbye.
It isn't so bad once you
Yes,
get used to
master.
the flies
You
and
need
being
me?
lost
Okay.
all the time, and the zombies.
Alright, Fighters Guild chapter. What's up here? Oh, it's really dark in here. Torch time. Oh wait, you're a Dummer, not a Daedra.
Good day.
Close enough, though.
Go to it.
Alright, was there a Mages Guild chapter that I missed?
Greetings, High Elf. What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Yes.
Alright, there's Dunewalkers and the Happy Log. And here's a Mages Guild.
Greetings, Guildmate.
You don't look like Daedra.
A pleasure to speak with you. Take care.
Alright, Dunewalker's got Daedra. Let's see, that looks like a Dunmer. And that's a cat. What? A Dunmer and a sheet living. Okay. On Morrowind's border, no less. Talk about controversial. Alright, we have. Are
What
you a
can I do
Bosmer?
for you tonight?
Isaac. Okay, you're a Bosmer.
You too.
Well,
Oh, I forgot about our old guard captain friend. Bruma. Yes, we do have more, but I think that's all the buildings in Miracorp. Oh, two people sleeping outside. Wonder why they're out here, though. Oh well.
Ah!
I'll just go give myself some... Well, first I need to remove my magic resistance, just in case. Although... like, I don't know if I have Cure Disease built into any of these. Because I know I built in Resist Disease, so I think I removed Cure Disease from them, but I might... meh. Just go under 100%, so now we're 95. So without a doubt Cure Disease should work, because that ought to be binary. Okay, that's that. Now we had to... There's a couple of places I can think of. So that there... What about this Ring of Light teleport spell? So that we have Northern Outpost, Eastern Outpost, Tower, New Sheoth, Fringe, Bliss, Sanctuary, Elysium. I think we talked to everybody in Mirandon. That's a Daedra anyways. What about Northern Outpost? Ah, yes, we have indeed. That was Renray. Eastern Outpost.
Hail.
Oh, yes, we were indeed here too. Hello? Are you an alien? Seem to be. Tower, we should have... Okay. I don't quite want to go to New Sheoth just yet. Let's go to Mirandon and pick up those staves. Or one of the two staves. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, now can you tell me in straight objective terms what each staff does? Can you tell me what each staff does? Alright, I can ask her about them. Tell me about the Staff of Midnight. Oh, so Fire, Frost, and Burden, I suppose. Zero bit rate. There we are. Alright, so... Tell me about the Staff of Daylight. Nullifies gravity. The heck? The heck is nullified gravity? Alright, so one deals fire, frost, and I assume burdens. The other deals shock and does whatever the opposite of burden is. I mean, I'm really curious to know what the opposite of burden would be. Yeah, I'm thinking feather, but how could that be a negative effect? I suppose I'll take the thing I'm curious about, because I doubt I'll use either staff in actuality. Alright, Staff of Daylight, what does it do? Weakness to magic, soul trap, shock damage, fire damage, and a Staff of Daylight script. I do not want to crack. Oh my god, that's... Oh, wow, that charge to use ratio is crazy. Oh.
Good day.
I know you guys have a rivalry, but don't hold it against you. It's just... Nullify Gravity just seems really neat to me. Anywho. This is quite the staff model. Actually, can I... Oh, we'd have to go way far back. What is that? How far back is that, though? Oh, it's like 7 minutes back. The last autosave. That's not worth much.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Actually, I just made a hard save, so frick it, we can go check. Alright, it would have kicked in the last time we exited the place, which means we haven't actually talked to anybody else in Minotaur between the autosave and then. Because, well, it wouldn't have mattered. Autosaves only happen when you enter or exit exterior. You pass between an interior and an exterior cell. Alright. Oh, and then I did teleporting around and didn't find any place, so let's go back to London and get the Staff of Midnight and see what the heck's up. Alright, now what's this do? Again, it's frost damage, fire damage, weakness to magic, soul trap, and Staff of Midnight scripted effects.
Well met.
Ooh, this looks cooler. Like, honestly, just on like the association alone, I like Dark Mazcan more than I like Auriel's. They both serve me, so I'm kind of softening up a bit to the Auriels, because, you know, they're being nicer, but in general, they aren't nice people. Oh, let's go test this out on a Minotaur, if there is one, or whatever. The bomb is hell, there should be a cave with nature creatures. Still a freaking charge to use ratio. Oh my god, that's even worse. The Staff at Daylight was 25,000 charge for 50 uses, and this is 35,000 for the same uses. Like, crimey, man. That's just a lot. Hey there, Minotaur. Wow, it's like paralysis. Damage-wise, it's not much, but like this could be decent crowd control. How long does the... Oh, 50 seconds. Okay, that's actually pretty lengthy. And we get a soul trap only if it's the killing blow. Okay. So now we go back to daylight and we check out what the hell this thing is. The hell is reverse gravity?
Ah!
The drops are getting shorter.
Ah!
Good news. Okay, we were definitely well past the 2-hour mark. I still want to finish up the interviews, though.
Ah! Ah!
So, Minotauro. Also seems to just be like paralysis, though. Like, huh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, actually crack this open the construction set. Which, of course, means I'm gonna have to close out the game for safety concerns. Alright, now where is it? Stranded light. I choose number 5. Ah. Well, let's close the program. Well, there's a first. I haven't had a crash in a while. Or like, last time I had it crash was before I had the extender and I tried to load up any kind of NPC data. As soon as you got to like actually rendering some models, it would crash. So where the heck is my shortcut? Okay, I can't find the word. Minimize OBS and oh, it's launched GSE thought. I was looking in the C section, and yeah. All right, let's load up BG integration says active file, and hope it don't crash. Some really fun, just achievements for this. It shouldn't be your goal, but they're there. Oh, looks like it worked. Okay. So we want weapons, and we are looking for... Oh, here they are, right at the top. Staff O Daylight. Enchantment. BGAQ9 reward Oriole enchantment. Alright. AQ. Alright, so Oriole and Mazken. Okay. What's this one? Let's open up the script. So, this one does if meet the player turn elves. Alright, this is for the attacker. So this will push them away. 25 units, however long 25 units is. And then call... What the hell's .pms? This does not use the script extender at all. I know that. I like flaunted about that in... Nope. Okay, so... I have to look in the P's then. Alright, so PMS. Play magic shader visuals? Probably. Applying this function on a tree crashes the game. Okay. Or preload... No, it was PMS, not PME. Yeah, the only thing I can see that's PMS is play magic shader visuals. Well, we can probably get a bit more if I start to retype it. We might get... No, nothing with that. Might have to start a new line then. Yeah, play magic shader. Okay. Okay, so that just like... It just pushes them away. Yeah. Yeah, that's honestly how I get interested too. That's actually why I'm modding, because I wanted to figure out how stuff works and then tweak it. Alright, so that's what the Staff of Daylight does. Now, what's the Mazgen do? It's probably the... Oh, okay. So one pushes them away and the other one pulls them towards you. Alright. Something. Fortunately, I had a college education which touched on C, so I probably won't need videos. I can just look at documentation, just like point me to what functions I need, and libraries and stuff. But yeah, this it's literally the same thing except one pushes and one pulls. Like what the frick? All right, let's see. There we are. Push actor away. Yeah, so the Staff of Midnight pulls them towards me, and then the Staff of Daylight pushes them from me. And that's it. And that's like the only difference. It's like one is shock and pushes, and one is frost and pulls. I'm gonna take the Midnight Staff then, because that seems just better crowd control. It's kind of an inner conflict with me of wanting a stream to be entertaining and thinking that, and as well as like to the point. Like I'd be more inclined to do a coding video if it was at the testing stages, where like I'm just tweaking, where I know how to do things, I'm just tweaking stuff and figuring out how to do like the last finishing touches, as opposed to what I'm at now with Growth Armor, which is figuring out how the fuck I'm supposed to implement any of this goddamn shit. Oh fuck, we lost the autosave. Shit. Last one's like from 2 hours ago. Okay, guess we gotta push staff now. I mean, I can try to modify some quest flags to undo, but oh man. Like, there's two ways I can do it. One is I can modify some quest flags and go back to make the choice again. And the other thing I could do is I could just add the Midnight Staff to post saves. I mean, where I'd say fuck this shit, I'm going to bed, is if bitrate went to 0 and disconnected again for like fucking 10 minutes. At that point, I'd just be like, well, fuck this, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Anywho, looks like we're opening up the CS again. Alright. It was... Here we are, launch.cse.bat. We have the hard save. Alright, so we got the hard save with the Sunlight Staff, so that shouldn't be... I don't know if it's a good idea to open this stuff while the game's actually open in the background. This is why I closed it before. Alright, now where was it again? I wish I could organize it alphabetically, but I can't. And I can't... It doesn't let me... Oh, there's no extra column, is there? Nope, there is no extra column. There it is. And active, and done. Okay, we're almost getting there. Just initializing windows. And okay, so alright, now I need to take a look at what quest we just completed, if any. That was not a quest journal thing. Okay. Okay. So while I'd like the flags to be set to say that I got the Midnight Staff, and that may not be reasonably possible. I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure there's a quest somewhere in here for it, but it's probably an AQ9 though. Hmm. The stages. And 100 is okay. This is a quest we've already done. What's up, people? All right. Citizens, resources, trick stage. How's this? I wonder what these do. I'm afraid to go into here because, as I said, like when I go into further tabs to the right with NPCs, it just crashes. So, uh, oh boy. Okay, I guess we'll just add the Midnight Staff to ourselves. Yeah, I guess we'll just add the Midnight Staff. Wait, that's the enchantment ID. That should be it. Okay. Oh, I had S instead of a Z. There we go. Now, I play that song except for the fact that it might be copyrighted, and copyright law is... absurd is an understatement. Just know it's been completely turned into a bludgeon for large corporations to kill every single instance of competition. Anyhow, we now have both staves of power. I may never use these, and the flags will say I got the daylight one. Why is it frozen now? Well, I don't know if it's something else. It could just be a random crash. It could be precisely because I got the Staff of Midnight and the Daylight at the same time. Either way, I feel we won't get to the rest of the interviews. Let's go indoors here. Alright. And yes, weapons initialized. Okay. 9, word, Mazkin 1. There we are.
News from the other provinces?
They say that slavery has been abolished in Morrowind. How strange.
It is not surprising, given the Morrowind's violent past.
Ah!
We can only hope the troubles subside.
Alright, and now we will store one staff, or multiple things maybe. think we'll call it about here. Just because it's getting real close to 3 hours. And I feel if I keep persisting on with the whole, I'm gonna go finish these interviews, we might be here for 4 hours at this rate. I'll just do my cleanup and hit the metaphysical hay. I still need to freaking tab onto that emote and actually get the name. Oh, I can't get the name of it. I have no idea. It looks like a panda with a carrot for a horn. Yes, you have a great night too, Sobit. Still a panda with a carrot for a horn. And I kind of wish I knew about these, because I would have added these to Deuce Faragon, totally. Oh well. When Mimicry, I plan to release at the same time I do Growth Armor, so expect it in like a month or two. But it's kind of ready. Actually, it's been ready, it's just the whole bow handler thing with OBSE not making them anymore. If I figure that out, I might release it prematurely. Otherwise, that seems to be just an issue with me, though. Doesn't seem to be an issue with the code. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see y'all. Well, I wish I could say tomorrow night, but I'll try for tomorrow night. You'll know on Discord if it's not. Goodbye.